The first keynote speakers we have is from NASCOM, and I'll give you a little bit introduction on both NASCOM and our speakers. So NASCOM is the largest technology association, not just in India, but also worldwide. There's about 2,400 companies, not just the Indian tech giants, but also Accenture, Microsoft, Google. They're all members of NASCOM. And they embarked on a very large-scale upskilling, reskilling initiative last year that was launched by the Prime Minister. When they launched last year a very big initiative, it is a huge thing to kind of think about a nationwide for a country as large as India. So let me just introduce or two of our very distinguished speakers. So we have Kirti Seth. She has 30 years of experience in entrepreneurship and various industries and led learning industry for almost 15 years as a CEO of an NIIT company working with many Fortune 500 companies. She's inspired by the mission of Future Skills to align a learning ecosystem across multiple stakeholders and competitors at a country level. So come on, Kirti, give a round of applause to Kirti. That's great. The next speaker from NASCOM, welcome. Divya Gupta, she is a business leader with over 25 years of experience. She has held several leadership roles at Intel in senior management. She's got deep insights in what IT professionals require in central to her driving of the Future Skills initiative. She's highly inspired by Future Skills to create a learning ecosystem at a country level. She believes that this initiative is a real opportunity to connect all stakeholders, academia, industry, policymakers, learners, everyone. So,
thank you, Carl. So I think just seeing that part, you can understand how serious India is about the reskilling initiative and what future skill means to India. The Prime Minister himself launched the platform last year in February. This Future Skills initiative is not just for the ITES industry. This is going to be the foundation of scaling and upskilling initiatives across the country for all segments. Right? I don't think anybody in this room will probably disagree that skilling and reskilling is actually a need of the hour. It's a must, right? Recently, there was a report published by the World Economic Forum. What did they say? Industry 4.0 is going to cause disruption. I think we all know that. They said the report clearly called out that over the next few years, there are going to be 75 million jobs that are going to go away. That brings fear, right? What's going to happen to my job? And people are worried. With these technologies, are machines going to replace us? I feel obsolete. I come from technology background, but I feel obsolete with all these new technologies coming. If I don't reskill myself, I will become obsolete. When you hear 11-year-old kids and 10-year-old kids saying my favorite pastime is to code in R and Python, then you start looking at yourself and, what am I doing in this technology world? So the report did say the 75 million jobs are going to get lost, but it also called out almost double the opportunity. 133 million jobs, new jobs could be there, opportunities there. But what's the single most important point? We have to reskill ourselves. We have to be ready. Now, let me take another report and bring it to India's story. EY published a report, and it said over the next 2 to 3 years, 50% of the jobs are going to go away. And people have to be reskilled. But then again, there is an opportunity, right? 2.5 to 3 million jobs will be also created in these new technologies. But for people to take advantage, they have to reskill themselves. So reskilling, I think everybody understands it is the most important thing. And you don't have to be an engineer. You don't have to be in IT world to reskill yourself. If you look at the technologies, AI, big data, they impact everybody. You're a doctor, you're in healthcare, you're in agriculture, you're in manufacturing, it's going to impact you. Right? You guys agree? Nods? Okay, good. So I'm not just talking to the IT world. I want to make sure everybody understands. And the Future Skills Initiative, the whole purpose of this is to actually bring the entire country together. Stakeholders, including government, industry, academia, learners. Everybody has to come together to believe and be a one country resource pool to reskill and upskill themselves and address this issue. So when we talk about our vision in India, we say think digital, think India. And future skills vision resonates completely with our vision of accelerating the journey of upskilling and reskilling Indian workforce into a global hub of IT talent.
So I guess the question then is, why NASSCOM? Who's NASSCOM? Anyone know who NASSCOM is? 5 people. This is brilliant. So NASSCOM is the IT Association of India. We represent 2,800 companies, Carl, not 24. 90% of the revenue and $180 billion, which constitutes 8% of India's GDP and 30% of our export. Numbers are great, right? It just tells you why we're so important and why people want to listen to us. Because if the IT industry in India is getting impacted, our macroeconomic situation gets impacted in India. That's why the government is really bought into what we are doing. That's why the government listens to us. And that's one of the key things that we do at NASSCOM is be the interface between industry and government. But talking of future skills, you see our 3 strategic goals up there, and talent is one of them. So future skills is sitting right there as one of NASSCOM's strategic goals. The industry got together and said that we need to approach this in a common way. It's a common challenge. Everybody is experiencing it. And NASSCOM is a bit special. We discovered this. Divya and I joined together in April last year. And we discovered this is a great association where people actually think of the industry first and their own organizations second, which is great because it means that they collaborate together. It was called the Coalition of Competitors by one of the past presidents of NASSCOM. And it really works out that way. People do work together. That's why when they figured that talent is going to be a big problem, it's going to actually cause innovation to happen and cause market development to happen. Without talent, things are going nowhere. So industry got together and said, we need to do something, but why not get this to happen within NASSCOM? Because NASSCOM has trust, NASSCOM has credibility, and that's why this was catalyzed by NASSCOM. But we're very careful to say this is not a NASSCOM initiative, this is an industry initiative. Really important, because the difference is, one is a product that we own, that we're taking out there, and who wants an industry association telling them what to do? You're a bunch of L&D people in this room. Do you want an IT association to come and tell you how to run your training business? No. So we say, come in. We've created this platform. Come and collaborate. Come and share. We are now seeing examples of that sharing, where industry is creating content and colleges are using it. We're seeing one company creating content and another company using it. We're creating work groups around common topics. All that will go to strengthen innovation. Innovation is really important, as we're sitting in Silicon Valley and this is the mecca of innovation. Why has it become what it's become? It's all the intellectual property that was created. That's something that we need to do at India as well. We've been a services country. We need to evolve because the new technologies coming in are changing the way work is done. We need to get markets to relook at us differently. India is becoming, as Divya mentioned, the global hub of digital talent. We need to compete with the world now. We're still number 3. The US, China, and India is coming a third, as coming pretty low down, third. So what's the space that we're going to occupy? This is something we need to think about, and Future Skills is a really important initiative to do that. I think everyone knows what NASSCOM is now? Great. The other bit is on, I'd encourage you to go to the website to see, we do a lot of research. I mean, if you're interested in working on India and even seeing what's happening in that in that area. We publish a lot of research because we drive government policy. We recommend what regulatory policy, whether it's on talent, whether it's on markets, whether on taxation, whether on data privacy, data localization. All these issues are really crucial. Talent is the other space where we are working with 3 ministries of the government. And that's why the Prime Minister launched the initiative, because everyone's realizing that if we don't create this platform, we're going to lose out in the race to be ahead in IT talent.
So talent, I think you've heard this word already, but how many times since we started talking? The talent is going to be the distinguishing feature, right? If we are not ready in today's world with our talent, then all our ambitions are going to go to dust. So, and that is the reason industry, actually NASSCOM took an initiative. They worked with the consulting firm BCG. They said, let's really understand the impact of the, Industry 4.0. What is the depth of this impact? What do we need to focus on? And how is it going to impact the current workforce? How is it going to change your work life? So BCG conducted a research, and as a result of the research, they identified 8 technologies: AI, big data, cloud, IoT, 3D modeling, social mobile, virtual reality, RPA. And they said for these 8 technologies, there are 55 plus job roles, and they identified 150 plus skills required. Now again, at least this research was done almost 2 years back. And I can tell you in 2 years, AI is not just a fad, it's a reality. But 2 years back, it was. I remember when I was with Intel and I had to make a presentation on AI, I could not find a single use case from India market on AI, right? Things have changed a lot. So these are dynamic technologies. But what was really important was even people in the technology world, they didn't know what kind of job roles were out there. So the BCG report gave us first level of information. Now the problem of reskilling is so huge that each industry decided it was not really possible for them to take this by themselves and solve the problem. They came together, and who else to come to? NASSCOM, right? We are, after all, an industry association for IT companies. And they said, NASSCOM, you are catalyzed to go find a partner, create a learning platform for these upskilling technologies. And that's how the EdCast and NASSCOM relationship was born. So EdCast is our partner for developing our future skills platform, country's future skills platform. I have to get away from saying us and ours. It's a country initiative. So what did industry want out of this? They were saying that we want an environment where people can go learn about these technologies, discover the job roles that are out there, learn from each other. While you can still maintain your secret sauce, but there's enough information which is not your IP that you can still share with industry, with students, with your co-workers. This platform gave them that opportunity. They were not looking for this to be a job hunting portal or anything, right? They wanted people to upskill, have an environment, and learn. And also, why create something which already exists? So the EdCast has a very powerful AI-based engine, which is curating the content. You don't have to go start from scratch and create something which already exists. So that was one of the values of this platform. You get the curated content at one place across all technologies. And then this also gives an environment to co-create, co-collaborate, and a marketplace for all our best-in-class, world-class content providers, right? We have over 25 plus partners on our platform who are providing their content across these technologies. So that was a starting. Now, like we said, Kirti also said, this is not NASSCOM initiative, this is an industry-wide initiative. So after the research was done, industry came back and said, look, we need to add more technologies. We need beyond technology. So that's the reason you will see the 10-10-70 story coming in. We added 2 more technologies as per the industry feedback. So blockchain and cybersecurity got added. And the industry came back and said, look, technology is great, we need this, but we need people to be trained in professional skills. It's actually, if not any less, it's more important than technical things, because you can train somebody in technology, but the basic professional skills, softer skills are key. So now the platform has gone beyond just the technical part. We support 10 technologies, 10 professional skills. The job roles obviously got added with new technologies, and we're increasing the skill set. So this really gives a user one central place to learn about technologies, upskill themselves, right? What we also do is we have academia, we have industry, we have learners, and now we have the government who's interested in using this platform, as a reskilling initiative for the country. So you can see there's a lot of cross-pollination of learning that's happening, and I think that's really vital for a disruption as big as Industry 4.0.
So that's the platform, but that's just the tip of the spear. If we didn't have the platform, we wouldn't have the ecosystem developing, and this picture out here tells you how the baby has grown. With EdCast, we partnered to create a platform. That was just content out there. But how many of you have online learning platforms? And tell me, what's the utilization and what's the completion rates that you experience? Embarrassed silence, I take it? So it's not just okay to provide an online platform. You've got to provide supporting infrastructure around it. It's about making it work, embedding it in a culture, implementing change, aligning incentive policies, and aligning performance metrics. So that's all the story on the platform. But if we've made this an industry initiative and now a country initiative, there's a lot more that needs to happen. We talked about influencing policy. We talked about influencing regulation. So we said we need to do some research. We need to get some numbers out there so that we have data-driven policy initiatives that are being created. Just to put a sense of the numbers on why this became so important, we first brought the companies on. People signed up as a subscription to Future Skills. Companies on the platform was crucial because they are the employers. That's where the jobs are. So if the companies are on, everyone else will slowly follow. We have about 100 companies on the platform now. We have about 200,000 learners registered on the platform, and that's made people sit up and notice. Now we're real. Lots of initiatives going on across the globe, but I think we've not only been the first ones off the block, but we've actually made it work. We've made it real. The research is required to tell us, Divya talked about introducing cybersecurity and blockchain later. That's not what BCG initially said. But the research we do tells us, what are the jobs out there? Which are the hot skills in demand? What's the demand-supply gap? What should colleges be doing? How should colleges and industry be connected? This is all information that if we have that information accurately, we can drive better decisions. So research is a key thing that we do. We face, in India, I don't know how it is over here in other countries, but in India, we've had this constant refrain that colleges are teaching something, industry is hiring for something else. So what's the gap and why is the gap? So NASSCOM provides a connect between industry and academia, and Future Skills has given us that platform, that vehicle on which industry puts its learning parts, its content, things that it wants its people to learn, and colleges can consume it because now they can see what industry wants it to learn. That alignment between what the employer wants and what the potential employee needs to learn this has given us a vehicle to do that. One of the companies who signed up on Future Skills has decided to do a project. They've put some money in it. They're funding it. It's a corporate social responsibility project where they're taking the platform to 24 colleges and getting 10,000 students upskilled and certified on 5 technologies. They're doing this just to build the talent pool in the country. The talent gap is huge. People who have the skills are demanding salaries which are off the charts. People who don't have the skills are not getting the jobs. So they're contributing to building the talent pool. This was possible only because Future Skills existed. The numbers has made the government sit up and notice. 200,000 people on, 100 companies on, the amount of content that is there, the certifications that have been created. So we've made a proposal to the government to say, right now we did this for our industry, 4.5 million people, of which 2 million need to get upskilled. But hey, technology is horizontal. I mean, just pick up your cell phones and everybody has one today. AI is everywhere. It's going to be used in every industry, in every application. So this is not a 4 million problem. This is a 40 million problem. Platforms can allow us to scale, but it needs incentives. A learner in India can't afford the kind of prices that are there for training courses. So we have requested the government to subsidize these courses, which will incentivize training providers to give quality content, to contribute quality content on the platform which the learner can learn and the government can subsidize. This is again possible only if we have standards, if we have certifications which industry can recognize. So NASSCOM also has the good fortune of being the standard setting body for the ITES industry. We align certifications, content providers can align their content, assessments can be created, and the whole virtuous cycle can be built around that on upskilling. NASSCOM is also on the committee to create the National Digital Talent Roadmap. This is headed by Niti Aayog. For those who know, it's the apex policy-making body for the country. And Debjani Ghosh, who's our president, is a co-chair on that committee. So we have a serious voice on the policy-making table. And because we were first off the block and we can show and tell a lot of what we are doing, we're getting a lot of interest from other countries who are saying, we need to do this as well. But we have a job to do, and we have a job to do for India. So while we invite people to come and see what we've done, we're not really pursuing the interest from the US, the UK, Malaysia,
Jordan,
South Africa.
Yeah.
So lots of countries being interested in what we are doing. And we're saying, if you want to do the heavy lifting, come, we'll share what we have with you. But right now we have our hands full. So we're on a journey to build India. And it's great to have EdCast as a partner with us to do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you.